So we're back now with the panel. So, Liz, there are, I think it's clear, growing doubts on Capitol Hill and across the nation about the war in Afghanistan and whether we're ever going to be able to help prop up a stable government running, a strong central government running a stable country. Are you still convinced that we have the right policy in Afghanistan?
I am absolutely convinced that the surge was the right thing to do, that General Petraeus, now in charge, is the right person in charge. I also know we don't have a choice here. You know, there are an awful lot of voices out there who seem to be saying now, come on, let's just quit, let's just go home. That's not an option for us. We've been down that road before. We saw what happened at the end of the 80s, the beginning of the 90s when we walked away from Afghanistan. We've got to stay there until we're able to create a stable, sovereign government that can prevent Afghanistan from becoming a haven again for terrorists. I would point out that although you've got this, you know, the news about the WikiLeaks documents that came out this week, and clearly Julian Assange's effort was to change course for the U.S. policy in Afghanistan. That vote that you talked about, Chris, came after those documents were released. So he was unsuccessful in that. I think he does clearly have blood on his hands, potentially, from the people whose names were in those documents who've helped the U.S., and I think that's something he'll have to live with now. And just one further point on this, I would really like to see President Obama move to ask the government of Iceland to shut that website down. I'd like to see him move to shut it down ourselves if Iceland won't do it. I'd like to see them move aggressively to prosecute Mr. Assange and certainly ensure that he never again gets a visa to enter the United States. What he's done is very clearly aiding and abetting al-Qaeda. And as I said, I think he may well be responsible for the deaths of American soldiers and Afghans.